In the heart of downtown Los Angeles, beneath the neon glow of a city that never sleeps, stands a hotel with a history darker than its shadows. The Cecil Hotel. Built in 1924, it once promised luxury to travelers. But today, it's known as something else entirely. The Night Stalker's Lair. A place where over 50 people have died. Where suicides pile up like forgotten memories. And where, in February 2013, a 21-year-old Canadian student vanished into the night, leaving behind a mystery that would haunt the internet for generations. Her name was Elisa Lam, and what happened to her remains unexplained. Elisa Lam was a young woman with dreams bigger than her small Vancouver home. She loved traveling. She loved documenting her adventures. She loved telling her parents about the places she'd seen, the beaches of San Diego, the streets of Los Angeles. On January 23rd, 2013, she checked into the Cecil Hotel, room 924. She planned to stay 2 days, then head to Santa Cruz, another adventure, another chapter. But she never made it to Santa Cruz. 2 days after Elisa arrived, the hotel's front desk received a call. A roommate complained about her, said she was acting wrong, odd, unsettling. The staff moved Elisa to a single room, room 926, a room without CCTV surveillance, a room that would become the last place anyone saw her alive. January 31st. Elisa was supposed to check out. She was supposed to leave, but her parents never heard from her again. Her phone went silent. Her blog stopped updating. And when January turned to February, without a single word, her family reported her missing. The police released something that would change everything. Security footage from the Cecil Hotel's elevator, February 2nd, 3 days after Elisa vanished. The camera captured her, alone, yet not alone. The elevator doors wouldn't close. She stepped out, stood in the doorway, talked to someone. But there was no one there. She jumped in and out, pressed random buttons. Her movements were jerky, unnatural, sometimes playful, sometimes terrified. Body language experts said she showed signs of severe anxiety, of stress, of something darker. Was she hallucinating? Was she playing with an invisible force? Or was she communicating with something we cannot see? The video went viral. The internet called it the elevator game, a Korean ritual said to transport you to another dimension. They said Elisa was performing it. They said she was trying to reach the dead. 19 days. That's how long Elisa was missing. 19 days of silence. 19 days of nightmares for her family. 19 days of the hotel's guests wondering why the water tasted wrong, why it was dark, why it smelled like death. On February 19th, 2013, a maintenance worker climbed to the rooftop. 4 water tanks sat there, hidden behind the hotel's skyline. One of them was leaking. He opened the lid, and there, floating naked in the cold water, was Elisa Lam. She'd been there for at least 2 weeks. The coroner's report came in June 2013. Accidental death, drowning, no drugs in her system. But something else surfaced. Elisa had been on medication, antidepressants, antipsychotics, mood stabilizers. She suffered from bipolar disorder. The autopsy confirmed it. On the day she disappeared, she had taken only antidepressants, not her other medicines. Alone antidepressants can trigger severe mania, hallucinations, delusions, paranoia, catatonia, a mind lost in its own darkness. But was that the answer? The Cecil Hotel, or was it something else? A building that has swallowed lives like a graveyard. Percy Ormond Cook. The first suicide, 1927. Then more. Countless more. Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, lived here. He killed 40 women. Jack Unterweger, the Austrian serial killer from Vienna, stayed here too. He murdered multiple women while roaming this city. The Cecil was a hunter's nest, a place where death became routine. And now, Elisa Lam was part of its legacy. But the questions multiplied. How did she reach the rooftop? The tanks were secured, locked. She was naked. How did she climb into a water tank without help? Without a struggle? Without a single witness? Conspiracy theories exploded. Some said she was kidnapped. Some said she was murdered. Some said the elevator footage proved she was possessed. Ghost hunters descended on the Cecil. Web sleuths dissected her social media. They found patterns. They found connections. They found nothing. The Netflix documentary, Crime Scene, The Vanishing at the Cecil Hotel, dug deeper. Experts weighed in. Suspicions lingered. The autopsy arrived. But the truth hid somewhere in the shadows. To this day, the world still asks, what really happened to Elisa Lam? Elisa Lam's body was returned to Vancouver. Her parents buried a daughter they never understood. The Cecil Hotel still stands, still waits, still swallows. The elevator footage remains online. The conspiracy theories continue. The ghost stories multiply. And somewhere, in the dark corners of downtown Los Angeles, the truth hides. Hidden in the water tanks, hidden in the shadows, hidden in the mind of a girl who talked to someone no one could see. Elisa Lam vanished. But her mystery never died.